Hey folks, it's Ivan from Nerdwork Network and Computer Enthusiast Master Race. Got a special treat for you all today. The fine folks over at Buttkicker have sent us over the Buttkicker Gamer 2 for review. So I'm going to go ahead and get this unboxed, show you everything that is included, the installation process, and my general thoughts of it. Also got a little something special at the end of this video, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and enjoy. Alright folks, we're back. Got everything unboxed. Pretty good packaging, it's nice and secure. The admins were placed within their own little boxes or bubble wrap. Cables were a zip tied down, well, twisty tied down, in individual bags and stuff. You may notice I tried opening one when it actually already had a slot, but oh well, who cares. But yeah, it was very secure packaging. I was very impressed with that. But as for the contents within the box itself, let's go ahead and go over those. First off, we have the Buttkicker unit itself. It has the easy clamp mechanism to attach to the chair. Then we have the amplifier, which model is BKA-130-C. This is the 120 volt version only, and it is non-switchable. We have the 3.5 foot cable with quick release connecting the Buttkicker to the amplifier. Also have a variety of RCA and 3.5mm jack Y adapters. We have a 5 foot RCA to RCA cable, a 5 foot RCA to 3.5mm cable, 2 Velcro straps for cable management, the remote control, a solid power cable, pretty sturdy, and then lastly the quick start guide, manual, and the spec sheet. Okay, now that I got everything unboxed, let's go ahead and go over the specs of both the Buttkicker and the amplifier, as well as the installation process, and get these tested out. Very eager to see how it performs up. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the Buttkicker and the chair itself first. I'd like to apologize in low light. It's a little difficult to get it illuminated under the chair, but I'll try my best on this. Anyways though, for the Buttkicker, it's pretty easy to install and straightforward. I recommend that you raise your chair to the highest point before installing, make it a little bit easier. And to install, all you need to do is to unscrew the easy clamp attachment, line it up on the chair, and I put mine down towards the bottom, but then secure the easy clamp. Don't tighten it up all the way yet. You're willing to adjust your chair to the preferred height with the hydraulic post first, because if you tighten it all the way, then your chair may end up like mine originally and just not go back down. But once you have your height adjusted, then you can tighten in the easy clamp all the way. Make sure it's nice and secure, and the way this clamping mechanism works, it is sturdy as can be. I mean, it is not going anywhere. As for the cable, it attaches to the 3.5 foot quick connect cable to the amplifier. This can only be installed one way. One pin is larger than the other, so make sure you do have them in the correct orientation. But now let's go ahead and get over to the amplifier and show its process. Okay, now let's go ahead and cover over the amplifier. It's pretty much plug and play besides the settings. In order to go ahead and get those fine-tuned to your experience, I highly recommend that you just refer to the manual to understand each individual setting that's available to it, and then just play with it until you get that perfect spot. And let's go ahead and go over the unit first real quick, different features on it. From left to right, we have the power button, the power LED, low filter cutoff, high cutoff frequency, the high cutoff filter, the clip indicator LED, which basically just will illuminate whenever maximum output is approached. The signal indicator LED, volume up and down, which is just the intensity, and then the remote control port, which is similar to a PS2 port. Now the remote control consists of power and intensity, up and down, which is also the volume, and it just simply plugs in like this. The rear of the unit consists from left to right, the power port, and this has a built-in fuse. There's also a spare fuse located in the fuse holder for convenience. Good up on a Buttkicker for providing a second fuse on that. There's the hard power switch, line in and out, which is where the RCA cables will connect to. Be sure to check though on the orientation depending on your setup, because one is labeled input and one is labeled output. It just varies. And then the speaker output posts. These accept banana type connectors or bare wire, 14 gauge or higher, and they do unscrew. To install the cables though, it just simply plug them into the correct port and the orientation. Power goes to power. The RCA cables go to, of course, the line in and out. Now, in terms of the orientation for the speaker cable, if you notice here, it does have a little sticker on there that does say neg. That's the only indication that I have anything on this wire, so I'm assuming that it is listed for the negative terminal on there. So just be sure to have that set up on there. On my unit, on that makes the capacitor face downward. But when you have all of this connected, what you'll go ahead and do from there is connect it to your computer, console, whatever you're using on that, depending on your setup. So in my case on that, since I'm using a computer, it's going to the 3.5 jack, so I'm using the RCA to 3.5 cable. Now for my computer, I use a USB headset, which is digital. So with the Buttkicker being analog, there's a little bit of the tinkering you have to do on the actual computer itself to get them to play good together. So I got a little link popping up right about now of my guide on how to go ahead and get the Buttkicker Gamer 2 set up with USB headset, or this would even work for HDMI audio as well too if you're connecting it up to a racing sim and a TV monitor or something in those lines as well. But check that out and let me know what you think of that one. But now I'm going to go ahead and quickly get this set up off camera, and we'll go ahead and do the test out. See how this works in some gaming. I think I'll do some Battlefield 1 and get some music. The song from earlier in the unboxing seemed to be pretty good on this as well too, so I'll use that link, or the information on that song will be in the description too.
Mühimmat. Aha orada. Şu mühimmat senin.
Losing objective butter. We have taken objective Duff.
Aha, mühimmat.
We have taken objective Apples. We have taken objective Charlie.
Şu mühimmat senin.
We have taken objective Edward. We've lost objective Duff.
Mühimmat. Aha orada.
We have taken objective Duff. We have lost objective Charlie.
Okay, folks, so got everything unboxed, got it set up, installed, and we even tested out some music and some gaming. And I have to say, overall, I'm very satisfied with the Buttkicker. Was pretty surprised on how much it actually delivered, and it does stand by its name. It literally is a butt kicker. So, yeah, it actually did make my butt a little sore, but anyways, I digress. Not getting into that. No, it's a very great product, in my opinion. Installation was a breeze. It's all plug and play for the most part. I did have to set it up on the computer to go ahead and split the source to the analog for the Buttkicker and digital for the USB headset, but I didn't have any problems with that. You can watch my video on how to get that set up if you do have any issues on that. And that also does work for HDMI if you're using VR or a cockpit simulator for like racing sims or flight sims, things like that too. So yeah, overall installation was a breeze. The actual product itself, in terms of construction-wise, this thing is solid as can be. They did not cheap on the manufacturing process for it. The mounting mechanism keeps it nice and secure to the chair, and once it's good and tightened up on that, I don't foresee the vibration causing this bolt to loosen up any. Very solid craftsmanship, and I'm very impressed with that. As for the amplifier, though, I didn't have any problems with that either. It's very adequately ventilated. It does have some passive heat sinks on the actual device if you peek through there. Didn't have any problem with getting too hot or anything like that. It's solid constructed. It's got some decent weight to it, so you don't have to worry about it knocking over or anything. And overall, very impressed for it. The remote control, that's pretty good on that too. It's quick, little easy intensity up and down. Did help out a lot for that. I do like to kind of keep a little bit eye on the amplifier itself, though, from actually adjusting that, because with the clip LED on there, if that does hit Once it starts illuminating on that, that means it's reached the maximum output, and it's best to go ahead and turn the intensity down that way so that doesn't actually display. But once again, that's part of getting everything set up properly and tuned to your preference on there. So I advise you go ahead and check to the manual or refer to it so you get those right settings established. As for the experience with the music, it delivered pretty well. I was very impressed with the results from that. You can definitely feel the low end in a variety of different songs, whether it being from like bass or the guitar, drums, things like that. Overall, pretty impressed with that. As for the gaming, though, that's where it really delivered, in my opinion. The added sense of immersion to it was just phenomenal, and I was very surprised by it. For an example, when I was playing a match in Battlefield, there was a lot of explosions and gunfire coming from around the corner, and as it approached closer towards me, the intensity of the butt kicker got more and more. And until when it finally got on top of me was a land ship. And I thought that was pretty cool, that it kind of gave me that sense of being that there's something coming around, there's danger around this corner, or kind of give a little bit of the extra edge. Of course, a good set of headphones can help with that as well too, but I think the butt kicker helped deliver a little bit more than just using my headphones. But it really sucks you into the game, in my opinion. It was phenomenal being able to feel the sound, getting in the engine, or getting in an airplane or a tank, feeling the engine, the rumbling, things like that. Even getting in a horse, you could feel the galloping, and that was pretty cool in my opinion. So it seemed to do very well. But I have to say overall, I'm very impressed with it. I don't have any major gripes with it or anything. The only downside I experienced with this is the fact that I have a lower quality chair from Office Depot. It's one of those $100 fake leather high backs. There was vibrations, of course, on it. Easy to secure those, not having any of that much rattling going on or any problem with that. After prolonged use, though, you could get some fatigue on that. Like I said, my butt did get a little sore for it, but that's for the simple fact that I don't have that much cushioning on my chair. Better constructed chair, things like that, wouldn't have that problem, I don't foresee. So not an issue on the Gamer 2 or Buttkickers in, just for the fact that I have a low quality chair. Installation was a breeze, the construction's phenomenal, the performance that I delivered was exponential in my opinion. I was extremely surprised, very impressed for it, and honestly this was something I was going into as like, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be a benefit, because I like a minimalistic approach. I don't have that many accessories floating around for my computers, things like that, and with all the extra wiring, and yeah, I don't know. I was a little leery on it, but I'm actually impressed, and it can make do very easy. It's not that troublesome. The quick connect helps with the wiring, and I'm just extremely impressed with it. It's a phenomenal product, and I would recommend it. All right, so now that we got that all wrapped up, it's time for the fun stuff. So the people over at Buttkicker, once again, I'd like to thank you for this, for making this possible to do this review, but I'd also like to thank you for the two reasons. Is they are providing Computer Enthusiast Master Race with a 20% discount code. The code will be CEMR. You'll just apply that at checkout. I'll also have the information posted in the description below. But they are also sponsoring a giveaway for us as well too, so they will be giving away one of these to one lucky member. Be sure to go ahead and check below for the Gleam.io page and follow all the required entries and the additional entries on there for your chance to win one of these cool things. They're very, once again, I've said this a million different times probably, but it is very impressive. I'm very satisfied with it. It adds to that extra immersion for whether you're gaming, movies, music, so forth. If you're using ultra wides or surround monitors, adds to a great experience. Virtual reality and VR, oh man, this would be amazing. I can't wait until I get my hands on a VR set just to try this out. So yeah, check out the giveaway link. You could be that lucky winner. But if you have any experiences with this yourself, whether you owned one or just tried them out, go ahead and tell your story in the comments. I'd like to hear them. And if you liked the video, of course, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like it. Be sure to subscribe, follow all the media outlets as well too. I'll have some links down in the description as always. And we'd also like to invite you to join Computer Enthusiast Master Race. We'd love to have you over there. Have some more cool things around the corner for you as well too. So yeah. Anyways, I'll wrap this up. I'm rambling like I normally do. So thank you for watching. You all have a good day and enjoy the next one.